You think immigration is about safety, but it's about the money. And there's one man making millions off of the fear of others. Meet Eric Prince, Navy SEAL, Nepo baby, brother of Betsy DeVos. He is a billionaire heir to a car auto parts empire. He's also the founder of Blackwater, a mercenary company that made hundreds of millions of dollars from US government contracts even after committing war crimes in Iraq. Prince now wants to build a mass deportation pipeline from the United States to El Salvador. His proposal overall called for building a 10,000 person detention center. They'd round up 100,000 people and deport them, all through his new company, 2USV. And to avoid the courts, they designate this area as American territory. That way it's not an extradition and it's not a deportation. But you know what? It also has no due process and no legal oversight as well. Obviously, we've seen this play out with Kilmar Abrego Garcia, but there are still over 200 people that are in CCOT right now. GEO Group and Core Civic also have very close ties to ICE. They operate many detention centers across the United States and they rake in millions and millions of taxpayer dollars. Heather Richardson Cox has categorized these as concentration camps.
It is literally a concentration of people. So they're pushed together. And that almost always means that the sanitary conditions and the health conditions are very poor, which we're already seeing, by the way.
Something to note about these government contracts that these people and these companies are getting is that a lot of them are no bid contracts, which is kind of a red flag. This avoids the transparency of a public bidding process. And while it can be used to expedite processes, auditors have found that when you go with a no bid contract, you usually have inflated prices of 30 to 60% more than what it should cost. Why would the government do that? Why would they willingly pay more money for a project than they need to? Because immigration isn't being run like public policy anymore. It's being run like a gold rush. Stephen Miller, who writes all of these policies and probably helps connect the dots for these contracts, has shown in filings that he has upwards of $250,000 in Palantir stock. I mean, is that not a conflict of interest? After leaving the White House in the first term, Stephen Miller started America First Legal, which writes playbooks for anti-immigration laws in red states. These laws make detention longer, deportation easier, and oversight nearly impossible. So together, Stephen Miller helps build these laws and Eric Prince helps build the camps. And your tax money funds this whole thing and lines all of their pockets. It's your tax money, billions, that could be used to solve the problems we all actually agree on. Fixing schools, fixing roads, maybe even actually protecting the border, fighting the fentanyl trafficking like conservatives say they care about. It's a slow motion transfer of public wealth to private empires. And it's built on prisons, surveillance, and above all else, flat out just cruelty. They sold MAGA on the fear of immigrants, so you never look at the real criminals, the people signing and cashing these checks.